Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for another dev update as we continue our 5-year anniversary celebrations. We've got a lot to share today, so let's get right into it. First, I want to talk about abilities. We've seen a lot of conversation over the last few months about abilities in Valorant, especially when multiple abilities overlap and start to overwhelm combat in some scenarios. We want to make sure that we're always maintaining the delicate interplay between shooting and playmaking that keeps gunplay at the center of the game, anticipating where your enemies are and then weaving gunplay, abilities, and teamwork together to win the round is what makes the best moments in Valorant. We've rolled out several changes over the last few weeks, and I want to bring up Tiffy and Ryan to talk more about our plans for the rest of the year and beyond.
Hey everyone, I'm Tiffy.
Hey gamers. Oh, that's weird. That's Dan's line. Hey, I'm Ryan.
Let's talk about what we've been calling ability overload here on the live balance team. We're looking at situations where ability combos can sometimes feel overwhelming in combat, and we recognize that adding new agents with new abilities can increase these feelings.
And we do want our agents to make you think about the game in a new way.
I think about Clove. Clove really made me rethink what death means. And there's also Vice.
Vice made you learn what it means to be alone in dangerous enemy territory.
Oh, Tejo. You should talk about Tejo.
Yeah, so Tejo makes you consider the importance of an escape plan, essentially. As we look closely, though, at Tejo and how he was being played in the game, we realized that his guided salvos led to a higher frequency of checkmate situations without any opportunity for counterplay, especially at the high levels of play. So we reined him in patch 10.09 to bring him more in line with other initiators.
We're going to be using Valorant's 5th year to take more of a holistic look at the game. Examine some of those spaces we've tried to disrupt or where some abilities are in terms of tuning. And as the game continues to change and you have a wider variety of abilities to deal with quickly, we need to make sure that it's easy to parse all the information at your disposal, whether that be smokes, flashes, stuns, debuffs, you name it.
Clarity changes are typically a net positive and don't have any unintended effects on other agents and abilities, so we'll ship these when we're good to go. And we've already started some of this work with things like the minimap updates, Brimstone Molly audio. You might have seen the Raze's explosion visuals being updated. And there's visual tells for health states of Deadlock's barrier mesh as well. And overall, we believe that the gameplay and balance are in a healthy state.
Right. We take a look at agents, maps, and weapons just to see where they are in terms of presence in the meta, overall strength, and their sentiment across ranks. These are just a handful of the key indicators that we track to make sure that there's no outliers that we need to take a second look at. And of course, most importantly, we monitor how Valorant is actually being played with all of your feedback. So make sure to fill out those surveys you get in the client too. We're also confident that the changes we're making now and some things that we're exploring for the end of the year will ensure that we're maintaining Val's core balance between gunplay and abilities. No spoilers though.
Some spoilers. So in the next couple of weeks, we'll be revealing our new map with a little teaser here to hold you over until Masters Toronto, where you'll get to see the team do the full reveal. The map team cooked on this one. They've created something that aims to shake up how you think about taking and holding sites in Valorant. Each site is layered and complex, so that teams have to think pretty carefully about how you want to spend your utility to get onto site.
That's enough. Anyways, I think Steven has just more fun news though about the new map. And we gotta go anyways, Coos. We have to go playtest the next agent.
Thanks, Tiffy and Ryan. With patch 11.0, we're bringing the new map to competitive queue day one. Most players are engaging with the new map for the first time in competitive already, and we want to better support learning the map in that competitive environment right away. And we know it's going to take reps before you're up to speed. So during that first patch cycle, which is 2 weeks, RR losses on the new map will be reduced by 50%. But don't worry, you'll still earn the full 100% when you win. We're excited to see how you learn and adapt to the layers of the new map. We want you to feel more comfortable jumping in, be able to learn as a community, and maybe dodge a bit less too. Next up, we're starting the conversation around a topic we've heard a lot about, Smurfing. And that word is loaded. It's not a one-size-fits-all descriptor of the behavior that we see. Some players are dialed in for the night, and they're just performing well for their rank. Others are new or returning and in the process of ranking up. But some have deranked with the intent to stomp, or are playing at lower ranks on accounts that they didn't level themselves. And that's an issue, so here's what's coming. First, we're increasing the barrier to sharing accounts, starting with multi-factor authentication. Our plan is to require MFA, something like app or SMS verification, primarily for suspicious cases, and we're looking into it for all competitive accounts as well. Our goal here is to have more clarity and guardrails around who is playing on an account. We're planning to launch this year with more specific details to come. Second, we'll be adding an additional reporting category for players that are abusing matchmaking systems. This one's twofold. One, we want better data about when you think someone in the match was intentionally abusing the system with the intent to stomp on the opposing team. And two, players are currently using the cheating category to report this behavior, and that's making it more complicated for our anti-cheat efforts. Rank and matchmaking abuse is a complex space, and we want to hear your feedback now and as these features come online. This is a major step forward and just the start of more to come. Oh, and there's some overlap here with botted accounts. Just as a reminder, we've banned hundreds of thousands of these accounts to date. So if you have one of those accounts, expect that same fate. Next up, I wanted to give an update about something we talked about earlier this year. We're adding more visibility into your behavior standing. Here's what we plan for it to look like. You can see any active warnings or penalties on your account, along with what penalties may be coming next if you don't shape up. This is also launching later this year. Our game is competitive, and sometimes you overheat. We're giving you more direct and visible information so that you can course correct more quickly, and so you understand when bans are on the table. Competing has those lows, but let's talk about the highs too. We started the year off with some quality of life improvements, like rank shields, and we're excited to bring additional recognition to Premier. If you've been looking for a way to rep your squad across Val, check out Premier in 11.0. Team tags are coming for players who participate in weekly matches, and we're adding a sick way to recognize those that manage to win the playoff tournament. In general, we'll keep leveling up the competitive journey in Val through this year and beyond, so stay tuned for future updates. At the highest peak of competition, we've got one more update as we lead into Masters Toronto. Pick'ems are returning. We loved the reception and the conversation around Pick'ems at Champions Seoul. We'll be bringing it to all Masters and Champions events from here out. For a different peek into our perspective on what's next for esports, I'll hand it over to Leo.
Thanks, Steven. Hey folks, Leo here on behalf of the VCT team. When we originally designed our sport with all of its pieces, challengers, game changes, international leagues, global events, we made a number of choices focused on delivering highly impactful moments, stability for top teams and players, and a viable path to pro. These choices have paid off, and in the past few years have helped VALORANT grow into one of the largest esports on the planet. Now, we want to build on that success, evolve what's working, adjust what's not, and set the stage for the next era of the VCT. The first cycle of team partnerships concludes at the end of next year, giving us a unique opportunity to make larger changes at the start of 2027. As always, we want to build the sport together with you, so I want to share what we're thinking as planning kicks off. There are 3 things we're aiming to accomplish. The first goal is more openness. While partnership will remain a key component of our design, we want the VCT to be a bit more open, better bridging the gap between Tier 1 and Tier 2, between professional and community tournaments, and giving more teams the opportunity to compete at bigger stages. The second goal is more flexibility. We want to design a system that gives us a wider variety of competitions, formats, and event locations around the globe. And our third goal is to create more ecosystem moments. Events like Masters and Champions have been incredibly valuable because they allow us to bring together all the things that make VALORANT special. The game, the sport, the community, the culture. And while we think the number of global events is still appropriate, we're looking to create more moments like that, especially at the regional level. It's still very early, and we'll be sharing a lot more updates in this year and the next. But as always, our biggest advantage continues to be the ideas you bring to the table. So please continue sharing them with us. All right, that's it from me. Back to you, Andy.
One of the most important foundations for Valorant's future is the game engine itself. We've been building Valorant in Unreal 4 for over 10 years, and the time is right to upgrade to Unreal 5. Coming soon in patch 11.02 around the end of July. The patch on release day will be a significantly large download to change the engine out, so we really appreciate your patience. In the short term, we've gone to great lengths to make sure that the upgrade doesn't disrupt your gameplay, so the game's overall look, feel, and all your crazy lineups should still be similar. The patch will, however, come with changes that will improve frame rate performance, make patch downloads faster in the future, and there will also be a special gun buddy to commemorate the occasion for everybody that logs in while the 11.02 patch is still live. Over the long term, bringing Val onto Unreal 5 will enable a whole host of new possibilities, and we can't wait for you to see where we're going in the years ahead. Okay, finally, let's talk about replays. Replays have been a long time coming, and we are happy to confirm that they'll be going live on PC with patch 11.06 in September, and coming to console a bit later this year. The launch version will enable you to analyze your recently played games on the live patch, starting with your competitive games, and we'll be looking into other modes over time. You'll be able to click through each player's perspective, you'll have a free-moving observer cam, and you'll have some other playback control tools as well. We really couldn't be more excited to get replays out to you all, and we're really looking forward to all the clips, edits, and analyses that you create with it. We'll be sharing more info as we get closer to release. All right, that's a wrap for today. We're 5 years in, but we want you to know that we're just getting started with Val. We'll continue the work we talked about today to keep core gameplay feeling fresh but familiar for years to come. We also plan to level up how we recognize and celebrate your competitive achievements in Valorant to make sure your journey always feels worth it. You'll hear from us when we've got more to share, and we'll be back throughout the year with social posts, interviews, patch notes, and updates just like this. Thanks for watching, and thanks for making Valorant a game worth celebrating. Take care, and I'll see you all at Masters Toronto.